Hey there, my fellow lunatics, and welcome to Dakon's Madhouse. Hey there, everybody. Today we are going to be taking a look at a new poison build. Let's jump right into the gear. Alright, for our helm, we have got the Atlantean Worm Helm, and this drops off the Atlantean Worm Boss, which is found in the Sunken Sea. Next, we've got Ivy's Thorn Harness, which drops off of the Slime Boss Ivy in Azios' Wilderness, as well as Ivy's Pants, which also drop off of the Slime Boss Ivy. For our lantern, we've got the Orb Lantern, which is craftable at the Scarlet Workbench. And for our necklace is the Glass Bead Necklace, found in chests and crates within the Shimmering Frontier. Next, we've got two Druidra's Rings. These are found off of the Hydra boss Druidra. And then we have Omeroth's Beak, which can be found off of the Titan Omeroth in the Sunken Sea. Finally, we've got Morpha's Bubble Bag, which drops off the slime boss Morpha, also found in the Sunken Sea. For our weapons, I've chosen the Tome of the Deep for some support damage. This tome can be found in various crates, chests, and destructible items within the Sunken Sea. And then the Battle Axe. This item is found in a wide variety of places throughout the early game, when the dirt biome, chests, destructibles, bosses, creatures, it drops off of a lot of different things. So odds are, if you've spent some time in the early game, you've got at least one Battle Axe. Now, I did also test this build with a wide variety of other options, and while the Battle Axe was my favorite, I also had very good success with the Pandorium Axe, the Poisonous Sickle, the Prehistoric Crystal Spear, the Galaxite Dagger, and the Hydra Bone Sword. Any of these weapons would be excellent with this build as well. I just prefer the Battle Axe. Let's go ahead and take a look at the skills that are most important for this build. First, in the mining tree, we have got Miner's Strength, which adds a percentage of your mining damage to your melee damage. Additionally, we've got Pick and Run, which increases your movement speed and is very helpful against the boss Urschleim. In the running tree, we've got Gotta Go Fast to improve your movement speed, very useful once again against those bosses at the end. And Keeping Tempo, which increases our damage after we've been running for a little while and we are always going to be moving. In the melee tree, there are a lot of important skills, but I would say Fast and the Furious to increase your attack speed, as well as Building Anger to improve your damage, are probably two of the most important ones. Since this is a crit build, it also takes advantage of Amplified Precision out of the ranged combat tree, as well as Thorny Weapons in the gardening tree, and Potent Poison, which increases our damage against poison targets. This is a poison build after all. Then in the cooking tree, we've got the Smell of Food to increase our overall damage as well. In the magic tree, there are a variety of really good things. True Sight improves our critical hit chance, which again, this is a crit-based build, so that's definitely going to help us. As well as improving our support with the Tome of the Deep, we have the Best Offense, which increases our magic damage based off of our magic barrier. Arcane Frenzy, which again increases our magic damage whenever we get a critical hit, and we're going to crit often. And Fully Charged, which increases our magic damage based on our remaining mana. Since we're not using mana, that's always going to be at full. Combine this in the summoning tree with Trickle Down Arcana to make our minion do increased damage based upon our magic damage, and now the Tome of the Deep becomes a significantly better support weapon. When it comes to pets, for this build I prefer the Owl Lux, as it provides a movement speed boost, a damage speed boost, as well as increases my chance for crit hit chance as well as crit damage. I think that the Owl Lux is probably the best pet for this build. However, you won't have any problems if you go with a different pet. The Snugglygrate is good, the Ferromoth, any of the attack pets that help you deal more damage can definitely be beneficial. Any pet that improves the amount of damage that you deal to a boss is definitely going to help, and the pets that attack themselves, they improve the damage you deal because they're doing damage. So use the pet that you prefer. These are the food buffs that I am using for this build, but for a full breakdown of all of these food items, as well as the ingredients that you need to make them, please check out my endgame food buff video. There's a section on foods that are used for every build, as well as a section specifically for melee. That will give you everything that you need for all of these items. This build is largely crit focused and uses potent poison to push out extra damage and prevent the enemy from healing during combat. Some bosses can heal, and it can be a pain. High damage and high attack speeds are also valued in this build, which is why the Poisonous Sickle works so well here, even against the Battle Axe. The speed of the sickle makes up for the damage loss. The same is true of the Galaxite Dagger, plus that dagger increases your crit, and if Fast and Furious procs, that dagger is unmatched. This build does struggle though against the Urshleim. I would recommend replacing Omeros' beak with Azios' dash feather during that boss fight. Maybe even eat some epic Spirit Veil food so that you get that 54% movement speed boost as well. It's really not damage that's the problem in that fight, but outrunning the boss during the final phase. If you have a fast mining tool, you can also hug the walls and use pick and run to give you a boost at the end of the fight. This build 1 to 2 shots most general enemies, making it good for exploring. And since it also takes down every boss with ease, except for Urshleim, I would consider this one of the top endgame melee builds out there. But what do you think? Leave a comment and let me know. I hope you found this video informative and helpful. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for future content, and if you are feeling really generous, please join us on Patreon or become a YouTube member. Your support means the world to me, and I can't do it without you. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. Stay happy, stay healthy, and above all, stay crazy.